All right.
Any opinions, or I'd love to hear any input, any ideas you guys have. There's a risk I might ramble here a bit, but need a bit of help. There's a couple of things I need to do on this Mercury project, on this M700 project. If I bring you guys around to the other side here, the thing I'm trying to think about is these Dayton rims. So again, if you guys have any input, that would be great. This is just a spacer. You guys have heard me talk about this before. I'm wondering if I could remove this hub and replace the whole hub. Remove this, replace the whole hub with you know, 8 or 10 lug more modern style rims. Another thing is the main thing I don't like about these really is these rims. You know, not even the balancing, more just the dangerous aspect. There, you see the rim down there. It's not the Widowmaker suicide version 100%, I don't think, but correct me if I'm wrong. It's not exactly the split rim. It's just on the other side, so I have it facing down, you have the snap ring. So I don't know how many shops would work with that. And if there are rims that exist that does not have the snap ring, I would much rather that. I am not super interested in swapping out the axles. I'm not interested in swapping out the axles to like a 350 or something, because I kind of want to stay a little bit original. And then not only that, I like what I have. If I could just work with the hub or the rim, changing the hub or the rim, that would be best, in my opinion. Another thing I got to do on the cab is, here, I'll show you here. Fix this floor up for obvious reasons. So that'll, I don't know if that'll be easier or tougher with the cab removed, but it's another thing I got to do. I was thinking that it would be easier to put the engine back in if the cab was backed up, because the transmission and everything is, as you can see, taking it out, we had some damage there. And the transmission and stuff is quite long and cumbersome. And then with the new exhaust, it's not the usual exhaust. I don't know how many of you know the Y block, but in this model, the exhaust from the driver's side comes over across the front and then down the passenger side usually, which is no longer the case. Anyways, long story short, got a bunch of things going on. I'm not sure what to do next. I think I'm going to remove the cab next, which involves taking down, or at least removing the steering column to a certain extent. Otherwise, it's just 4 bolts. I don't know if you guys can see very well, but the fenders and stuff are up there. I got the hood on the wall here, out of the way. I should probably be labeling this first. My best friend, and he's gone too soon. There we go. Steering wheel disconnected, as well as some other unnecessaries. All right, that's that. All right, that's a bit better. Okay, so for those of you who are following at all, I'm trying to separate the body here. I got the steering, the gearbox for the steering disconnected off the frame. That'll be good for painting and cleaning and all that stuff. And I do not, let me get the light. I do not have it perfectly well set up in here though. When the cab is going to be ready to move, I'm worried that this is going to be a very awkward piece to go. I think what I'll do is I'll see how easy it is to take the steering wheel off and then take it out from the other direction. I also disconnected what I think, well, I'm pretty sure, is the, I don't know how well you can see down there, but that's the electric low and high range, I believe. And I disconnected the brake cylinder, this brake cylinder thing here, which I guess it's vacuum part of the booster. But really, all that's really connected now, other than this steering wheel mess, is the 4 bolts holding the cab on. So that's good progress for tonight. Okay, so as we left off last night, the steering axle is not coming up this way as I would like, so I went inside and looked and see how I can remove the steering wheel. Now, this would explain probably why the horn doesn't work. Pretty sure that's supposed to be connected all the way down the shaft here, and I think it's supposed to come out this hole here, if I'm not mistaken. It's supposed to come out this hole here, but anyway, it was broken anyway, so that was easy. All right. Now we need a massive socket. All right, so it's 1 1/4. If anybody's interested. Oh. Oh my goodness. Okay. That's rammed on there really well. Oh my goodness. Oh, got it. Smacked my elbow to it in the process. All right, and now we're gonna need a puller. Alright, so for anybody trying to do this, it's 5/16 24, by the way. I didn't have a puller. I didn't have this type of puller, so I'm trying to make something here up. And okay, I have these like 2 little shims, but they're too big. I need something now, or I'll be right back. So I see that my white block is compressing. That's not good. A piece of square stock bar in there, and it looks like it's already bending, but it's doing better than that other high density polyethylene I had. Yeah, I stripped them out. Oh boy. This material seems soft. So I don't know how well you guys can see in there, but those threads are not very girthy. I'm actually surprised that this is like magnetic, because it seems to be extremely soft. Can't tell, this has been quite painful. Well, there goes the threads on the other side. Alright, time to modify my puller. So as you guys saw, I was pulling from this side. Now I'm going to try push from the middle. Alright, so I went in and had some lunch. And while I was inside, this guy was soaking in PB Blaster. And I also made an improvement to my puller. So before I was pulling on these guys. I was pulling on the threads on the side, but after I thought about it, those should be just holding, and I should be pushing in the middle. So my piece here wasn't threaded before. I threaded it, and now I should have a much better, well, let's call it, yeah, it's a puller. It's a puller. All right, I hope this works. So far, not working. It's just threading into, so far it's not working, it's just threading into that. Oh man. Latest attempt, I had to put something underneath my threaded puller or pusher, or whatever you want it, puller, because I was just going down the center of the shaft. I was just threading essentially my nut onto the rod here, instead of pushing. So now I've put that shim under there, and now this should technically work. Alright, this is going through like crazy. I'm assuming that I just busted through my piece here. So yeah, look at that. As suspected, I just went through my shim. Alright, I have a stronger shim in there now. So that just pushed through a mild steel shim. I'm running out of ideas. I put two nuts here locking up. This might actually be a bad idea, because I don't want this to flare. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put a washer down there. Or maybe I'll try it and see. Alright, let's see. But I can always put a large washer down there. I think it's flaring it. I can't believe it. Yeah, I think it's flaring it. Oh my god. Alright, I gotta take it off. I'm gonna put a washer there. And then we should be good. All right, here we go. Oh, yes, that was it. Okay, wait, it's not off yet. Get rid of this washer. Because it's pushing on the steering wheel now. Okay, come on. It's off. Wow, look at that. That's cool. As you guys can see here, this part was all seized up, so I had to bend it back, and I got it out. I got it out that way, but that's okay because I'm going to replace this bracket anyways. I saw there was cracking here and stuff. As you can see, it's been exaggerated now. So that's one side. Onto the other side. That one and that one. They came out pretty easy. So this was passenger side and driver's side. Two different bolts. I think this is original with these kind of like these lock washer type things. Anyway. Alright, I'll do behind the driver and then we'll see. Alright, so a couple of days later here, the body or cab is actually disconnected from the frame. I'm going to have it moved back, but I'm not going to do it in this video. I need help to do it properly. I don't want to damage anything. But it's actually pretty easy to move. So yeah, I'm going to move the cab back, probably about till here. And as I was mentioning earlier in the video, it's going to make it easier to work on the brake system. And then not only that, I'm going to be able to get the engine onto the frame so that I can park here in the wintertime. While I play around. One thing I don't think I mentioned in the video earlier is that this hasn't run in probably close to 2 years, maybe more, which is not horrible, but at the same time I don't want any surface rust or anything to be building up inside the engine. I'd love to get the fluids flowing, so I'd like to get it back on there, get the engine running. Change the oils. To do so, I am going to have to connect the radiator up somehow, even if it's just with the garden hose. But yeah, that's about it. So made some good progress. I'm going to get some help just to back the cab up, probably you know, one cab length back, and then start working on other things. Like I said earlier in the video, please, any input or advice on what I could do in terms of changing the rims would be highly appreciated. Hopefully not having to change the axles. Another thing I'll have to do, I think I forgot to mention, is as you can see, the tie rod here for the steering was bent during transport. You'll see in the first video on this project. They unfortunately damaged that a little bit, but I'll probably just remove it and bend it back. And that's about it. So more to come. Hope you enjoy this little series. I was about to say mini series, but I don't think it's going to be too mini. So thanks for watching.